Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about fame.
Fame?
Fame? Fame.
No!
Glorious fame!
Fame? Who needs that? Nope.
Fame, fortune, glamour.
I got fame, money, groupies.
When I was 8 years old, there was nothing I wanted more than to beg my parents to fly me to LA so that I could audition for the Disney Channel, where in turn, I would wiggle myself into a room full of executives and proceed to use my undeniable charm to win them over and get my own primetime TV show with my very own magic wand commercial sequence. Y'all know the one.
Hey, I'm Demi Lovato. Hey, what's up? I'm Miley Cyrus.
Hi, I'm America Ferrera.
And you're watching Disney Channel.
But it didn't happen that way. And honestly, looking back on that time, I'm so glad that it didn't happen that way because I probably would have been a miserable little guy. So, in today's video, I want to go on a journey exploring the different stages of fame that I've observed and my thoughts on how it's changed over time and still continue to change. In today's digital age, the concept of fame has evolved into a multifaceted phenomenon that extends far beyond mere recognition. It's a complex journey that can be as rewarding as it is dangerous, a path that many aspire to walk, but very few truly come to understand. Now, before we delve into where fame is at our current time, I think it's essential to talk about its history and where it comes from and began. Fame, as a concept, has been like a chameleon, changing its colors to match the societal canvas of each era. In ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, Rome, and the dynasties of East Asia, fame was somewhat of a currency of gods, heroes, and emperors of that time. Figures like Alexander the Great and Cleopatra come immediately to mind as they were immortalized in the collective consciousness of their time and even today. As the wheel of time turned to the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, fame found itself mainly among royalty, religious figures, and artists. This was a period where fame was often reserved for those who could claim divine right to it by being born into the right family, if you know what I mean, through dedicating their entire existence to worshiping a deity, or those who could capture the human form, the spirit of life on earth, on a canvas or the hallowed halls of a cathedral. Leonardo da Vinci and Shakespeare became legends of their time. Their work remains a testament to fame that transcends mere mortal acclaim. The Industrial Revolution marked a dramatic shift as the industrialization of the printing press and newspapers catapulted scientists, innovators, and social activists into the public eye. Fame became more democratic, a recognition that could be earned through ingenuity and advocacy. It was no longer just about noble blood or divine favor, but about contributions that sparked societal advancements. Then, at the turn of the 19th and 20th century, it was the golden age of radio and television, mediums that completely resculpted fame and took it to heights never seen before. The big screen and radio became the altars where movie stars and musicians were worshipped, much like the gods of ancient civilization. Icons like Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley were not just people, but phenomena. Their impact on shaping popular culture can be felt to this day. In our current day and age, the social media era, fame has evolved once again. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok have fully democratized fame. Virality is king and can now crown anyone a celebrity overnight for quite literally any reason. This new phase of fame is volatile, often fleeting, and has reshaped the very notion of what fame and celebrity is. The first stage of fame Obscurity, is often overlooked. It serves as the foundation for the long journey of fame ahead. Just on a psychological level, this stage can be filled with a mix of anticipation and apprehension. Individuals may experience a quote-unquote love-hate relationship with the idea of fame. They may be excited about the potential opportunities, but also wary of the public scrutiny that comes with it. I definitely relate to this sentiment because, like I said in the beginning, when I was a kid, I wanted nothing more than to be a child star and to be on my own show and to be in a movie. But watching things like Alison Stoner's Dear Hollywood series has been great in giving me a bit of insight on the inner workings of the Hollywood business and understanding it from a perspective of somebody that has been doing it their entire lives. Something that I've observed in my research about this stage that I felt was pretty prominent is that it's marked by a sense of vulnerability, right? These people are often exposed to public scrutiny for the first time without the proper coping mechanisms or PR training that come with experience. Platforms can serve as both a blessing and a curse. They offer a potential shortcut out of obscurity, but also expose these individuals to the harsh realities of public opinion. A single viral post can catapult someone into the next stage, but it's all about what you do with that virality and how you use it to your advantage. Ambition can definitely serve as fuel in this stage. On the one hand, a strong drive can help individuals overcome the challenges and setbacks that are common in this phase. But on the other hand, unchecked ambition can lead to burnout and a sense of failure if things don't go as planned, which is often the case in show business. There's an expression in Hollywood about how you shouldn't listen to anyone because no one really knows what they're talking about. No one knows what the next viral thing is gonna be or what movie's gonna break the box office. It's all in the air. The cultural landscape also plays a role, obviously. The American dream often glorifies the rags to riches narrative, enforcing the desire of fame. The first break into fame is by all means a transformative moment that can feel like a whirlwind to the person experiencing it. One day, you're relatively unknown, an obscure human specimen just living your average normal life, and the next, your face is plastered all over Pop Crave's Twitter feed or printed on the cover of a magazine. This sudden shift can be exciting and exhilarating, but also extremely overwhelming, let's be honest. The spotlight brings not just opportunities, but also a set of challenges that can be hard to navigate. The psychological impacts of this sudden fame can be intense. For example, Ted Williams, a homeless man with a golden voice, was suddenly thrust into fame, getting many voice acting opportunities and appearing on multiple late-night talk shows. However, he found it challenging to cope. He had to deal with things like estrangement from family and even had a run-in with the police shortly after gaining fame. Stories like his, I feel, really highlight the need for a strong support system to navigate the complexities of sudden fame. Without a strong foundation, they risk falling back into old habits and behaviors. This is especially true for those who lack effective coping skills or have a history of substance abuse. The first break often comes with a surge in public opinion, both negative and positive. While the adoration can be addictive, on the opposite side of it, all the criticism can be soul-crushing. The public expectations can become a heavy burden to bear, leading to many people to suffer from stress and anxiety. There's often a misconception that this first break guarantees long-term fame. However, the reality is far from that. Many people who experience a sudden rise in fame find it challenging to maintain that level of public interest over a longer period of time. Another aspect of this stage is that it poses a risk of identity loss. The individual starts becoming a brand, and there's a danger of losing one's authentic self in the process. The focus shifts from personal growth to public perception, which can be extremely detrimental in the long run. People like Miley Cyrus have expressed what she had to go through during her time on the Disney Channel and separating Miley the person and Hannah Montana the character. Okay, you've passed the initial uphill battle to climb out of the trenches of the last 2 stages of fame, but the show is not over yet. We're just getting started, actually. Being a rising star is like being on an emotional roller coaster. You can have extremely high highs and the lowest lows any human can fathom. As the media and fans develop a perception of celebrity, which is often one-dimensional, the individual begins to lose track of the multifaceted aspects of their personality. This causes them to make choices that no longer reflect their true self, further compromising their sense of identity. Over time, they feel increasingly isolated and alone and have difficulty trusting others. The experience of reaching the pinnacle of your goals and realizing it's not as fulfilling as you think can be devastating. When a celebrity begins to feel they have nothing left to strive for, they are left struggling to fill that empty emotional space with something even more thrilling or risque. Some celebrities are mystified by their fame, knowing that they are far from perfect. The feeling of being an imposter occurs when people don't feel they deserve the success. They become keenly aware that their fans have idealized them in a way that is impossible to match in real life, leaving them with a sense of inadequacy. 3 years ago, I posted a video on TikTok lip-syncing to a popular trending sound by Doja Cat's hit song Need to Know. It was a simple video, honestly. I posted the video not thinking much about it, but the next morning I woke up to, I kid you not, 5,000 new followers and almost 300k views on that video. As the days went by, the numbers grew and grew until it reached to a point where I had 20,000 followers and over 1.3 million views for that one video. I got 1 million views on a video. I've never had 1 million of anything. That's 1,000 thousands. The moral of the story, though, is that I had so much imposter syndrome that from that experience, I ended up not posting a single thing after that for over 6 months. And then I tried to recreate the video a year later and got 3.2 million views for that, but that's a story for another time. Many celebrities fear their fame is fleeting, leading them to obsess about losing the attention of their fans and the media. The loss of the spotlight can leave people feeling a lack of purpose or importance. As a result, celebrities often become desperate to regain notoriety, becoming prone to buffoonery and self-destructive behaviors as a means to cope with overwhelming feelings of failure. We all have that one celebrity that we used to love in whatever show, movie, or content creation they did, but now they just sell feet pics online. Once an individual reaches the peak of fame, the question of identity becomes even more critical. Fame often necessitizes a public persona that might be vastly different from the private self. This dichotomy can lead to a conflict known as role strain, causing considerable mental health stress. Struggling to balance these two identities, many celebrities experience an identity crisis and feel lost and disconnected from their authentic selves. One of the key paradoxes of reaching the peak of fame is the experience of social isolation despite being surrounded by people. Celebrities often grapple with trust issues, unable to discern who genuinely cares for them versus who is attracted to their money, power, and influence. This can lead to loneliness and a sense of disconnection from society. The public tends to place celebrities on a pedestal, imbuing them with almost superhuman attributes. This pressure of constant scrutiny and high expectation can lead to intense stress, pushing celebrities towards perfectionism, which is really sad, honestly, if you think about it. The fear of making mistakes and falling from grace can be mentally exhausting. You can never make a mistake or falter because at this point, just the smallest imbalance could send you right back down to where you came from. The psychology of fame begins with the pursuit of it. Several factors may encourage an individual to chase after fame. Some people are driven by the desire for validation and acceptance, stemming from their deep-rooted insecurities. Others may see fame as a means of achieving power, wealth, or as a route to social contribution and influence. The motivation towards this pursuit can already imply certain psychological predispositions, such as high ambition, need for approval, or fear of rejection. Reaching the peak of fame also comes with a heightened sense of responsibility. Celebrities become role models, social advocates. Whether they like it or not, their actions and words can have far-reaching impacts, as now they have a platform in which they need to use to remain in public favor. This added layer of responsibility can be both empowering for some and burdensome for others. Now, the backlash stage is a crucial part of the fame journey. It's the point where the public adoration can flip into scrutiny or even disdain. This phenomenon is often described as the tall poppy syndrome. In places like Australia and New Zealand, it is a term rooted in social psychology. It refers to the phenomenon where successful individuals are criticized or undermined by their peers. The syndrome is often described as cutting down the tall poppy, which means subjecting successful people to intense scrutiny and criticism. This behavior is not limited to only those countries, obviously. It's a global phenomenon that affects celebrities worldwide. In Japan, a similar expression is "the nail that sticks up gets hammered down." In the Netherlands, the phrase is "don't put your head above ground level." These expressions all encapsulate the idea that standing out or achieving success can make one a target for criticism or ridicule. The syndrome is often seen as a byproduct of cultural values like egalitarianism, where everyone is considered equal, and anyone who rises above the norm becomes a target for criticism. In today's digital age, social media platforms serve as amplifiers for this tall poppy syndrome. A minor misstep or controversial statement can quickly escalate into a full-blown scandal, thanks to the instantaneous nature of online feedback loops. This stage often serves as a reality check, forcing celebrities to confront the double-edged sword that is fame. Now, the final boss stage of fame is legacy building, and it marks a significant shift in... Did you guys hear that? In personal gain to broader societal impact. Now, it's important to note that a lot of people enter the world of fame without ever reaching this level. Many fall off right after stage 4 because they become pigeonholed into whatever made them famous or popular in the first place. Or if that doesn't do it, the stage we just talked about, Backlash, would definitely do the trick. However, if you really do have thick enough skin, celebrities like Beyonce, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, and Ariana Grande come immediately to mind as people that were able to surpass all the obstacles of celebrity life and are now able to leverage their platforms to support various causes, from mental health to environmental issues. The stage is not just about charity, but about creating a lasting impact, often through other capitalist ventures. That's why we see so many celebrities starting makeup companies or skincare lines. Philanthropy in the entertainment industry is no longer an afterthought. It's core to the business. For a social good campaign to be successful, it needs to be authentic to the artist. The artist must truly walk the walk when it comes to the issue or campaign they are promoting. This authenticity resonates with the fan base and the general public, making the campaign more impactful. Gen Z and the next generation value transparency, accountability, and no longer accept neutrality as a policy. We expect celebrities and companies to take a stand on issues that matter. This has led to a more proactive approach to social good, where it's not just about donating money, but about being actively involved in causes and showing a commitment to change. Okay, now I want to talk about some of the criticisms I might get for even making a video trying to break down something as complex as fame into neat little stages to be consumed in one YouTube video. Fame is not a one-size-fits-all experience and varies significantly depending on industry, culture, and the individual personalities involved. For example, the fame experienced by a Hollywood actor, which I primarily focused on in this video because it was what most people assume when talking about fame, is fundamentally different from that of a politician or a painter. Some people argue that fame can have extremely negative societal implications. People like Andre 3000, who stepped out of the spotlight for over 20 years, has just recently come back with a new album. He stated in a recent interview that being famous sucks.
I'm a thing. Being famous is just, people don't want to say it. It is a great blessing. Like I'm actually blessed to be able to create in front of people and get ideas off. That's the biggest blessing out of being famous. But being famous really sucks, man. Like it's so unhuman. Like I can't remember his name, but there was this classical pianist that said it's actually unnatural and actually detrimental to a human to have that much admiration, because it actually changes the way you think. It changes the way you move, you know, like.
Another counter argument could focus on the role of privilege in achieving fame, right? Factors like social economic background, race, and gender can significantly impact one's journey to fame. This point is often glossed over when discussing the self-made nature of celebrities. The concept of intersectionality can offer a more nuanced understanding of how various forms of privilege intersect and influence one's path to fame. The belief that fame is solely the result of hard work and talent can be misleading. The pursuit and maintenance of fame often involve moral and ethical compromises and sacrifices. This could range from exploiting personal relationships for networking to engaging in questionable business practices. There is also the question of whether celebrities have obligation to be good role models. The controversy about the role model obligation is far from settled, and it adds another layer of ethical complexity to this entire concept of fame. So, here we are at the end of our fame-filled roller coaster ride, and man, was it a trip. Remember how I kicked things off dreaming of Disney Channel stardom and my own magic wand commercial? Fast forward to now, and I'm kind of relieved that I didn't end up being a child star. I mean, probably wouldn't have wanted my preteen years to be broadcasted to the world, you know?
Oh my God!
Diving into the history and peeking behind the hidden layers of fame, it becomes pretty clear that the whole fame game is less like Forrest Gump's classic box of chocolate and more like a box of mystery-flavored jelly beans. You think you're picking Tutti Frutti and bam! Next minute you're eating a bean that's like toilet water flavored. Now, as we're all glued to our screens, double tapping and hashtagging our way through life, we've got to wonder, are we just bystanders in this crazy fame game? Or are we actually playing a part in it? Maybe it's time we stop just gawking at celebrities and start thinking about the stories and struggles behind those glossy Instagram posts. What is the future of fame going to look like? Will the next big thing be a TikTok star who figures out how to cure hiccups, or Mr. Beast landing on Mars before Daddy Elon or Bezos? Who knows? But one thing's for sure. The world of fame is never dull. So, let's wrap this up with a little food for thought. In a world where fame can be just as fleeting as a Snapchat story, what really makes someone a star? Is it the millions of followers, the endless headlines, or is it something more? Maybe, just maybe, it's about making a mark in your own unique way, whether you're a big shot or not.